First chip of the day, I think, isn't it? So this is always fun to watch. New technique and all. Oh, nipper. Oh, good shot.
Morning, y'all. Right, today is a Q&A day. So I'm going to spend a day answering your questions. Got a great one on Facebook here and also got some off Twitter. So if you want to get involved in these vlogs, at 4golfonline, it's the number 4 is my Twitter handle. Using the hashtag AskAGG, ask me some questions just whenever you want and I'll pick them up through the week and try and do a Q&A whenever I can, because you seem to quite like the last one. It's going to be a busy day. I'm heading over to Torquay and we're going to try and dodge the rain, which I'm not sure we will. We're doing something with Coach, me and Dan, which should be fun. You'll see it in the future. I think the rain might beat us. Also got to get to the post office today. Got some prizes to send.
Hello, Mark.
Hello, first question.
If you have a student that comes to you and their shape is left to right, but their shape is left to right quite consistently, but it's because of high handle. Now, with high handle, you obviously get strike inconsistencies. So, would you always try and fix that? Or would you find out how much time that student had to practice and then tailor your advice around that to try and fix them up or to try and make it manageable? Thanks, Brett.
That is a good question. So we're going to start the day by answering that one. So the first point of this question is that high handle doesn't cause a certain shape of shot. You can hook them and you can fade them. High handle actually for golfers, certainly with speed, often creates two-way miss. They can't control the club face. So just to put that out there. That doesn't take away from the question. The question's still interesting because for me, the meat of the question is actually more about teaching the player, subject to the time they've got, all those kind of ideas. I very much, through my life growing up coaching, and learnt very quick that you have to coach the player, and it's so obvious. So when you see people delivering magic tips that kind of this helps everyone ideas, you know they don't coach, you know they've not taught people, and you know they're generally a little bit naive, because it just doesn't work like that. History has proven that in any kind of teaching throughout the years. So trying to get a high handle out of someone's swing is a big job. It's a hard job. It's something that takes a bit of work and practice. So if someone's playing once a month and they just want to play a little better, you might try and manage how they deliver that higher handle rather than try and get them to fix it, knowing that they don't practice and they play once a month. Absolutely have to understand what that player wants from the game, what they want more of. So obviously everyone wants more consistencies, but some people just want to meet more friends and be able to go and play with them and not feel silly when they play, so they want to get rid of their shank or their top. Some people want to practice 3 times a week and get to single figures. You know, you're going to teach those people very differently, and if you're not, any coaches watching, you learn this pretty quick when you coach a lot of people, that people just want different things from the game, like totally different things. And how you pitch your information is crucial for that person to get that goal, what they want from golf. And you learn how to pitch that with, I think, hours and hours of coaching. It's similar to kind of miles, flight time miles for pilots. Coaches who coach a lot will get this. Coaches who don't coach tend to try and go, oh, there's one, do this and this and make you... Made it to the post office at last. Coach the player, and to do that you've got to understand the player. That's really the key.
Perfect bounce. Next question for eyes watering. It's very windy. Perfect bounce for a wedge. How would someone work out what their perfect bounce is?
Me personally, I would go to where my weakness of the short game is and try and make that better.
Okay.
And if it makes it better, make sure that the rest that's already good stays good.
Yeah, so start at your weakest point, see if you can improve it with a bounce change.
Yep. So I'm 8 generally across all my wedges, but if someone is struggling, say has like a 12 and they struggle off bare lies, like just see what a different bounce does. If you start striking it better with less bounce, see if you can then take that to your good bits and keep it good.
Because I guess there isn't really a perfect bounce, because you're going to be, obviously, if you lean the hand a little bit, you're changing it, you open the face up, or twist
I'm
loft on it.
always changing the bounce.
Yeah.
Like that could be anything, whatever I want it to be, basically, or need it to be.
Yeah, but I like that. Start at your worst point,
make
that better, and hope it doesn't, or try and get that there not to affect your better point.
Yes.
Thanks, coach.
No worries.
So my 7-year-old asked me why it's called a fairway, and I thought there's only one man who could answer that question. Is that him? It's not him. Hit me, Dan.
So it originated, originally the fairway was originally called like the fair green, and this originated back in like 1744 or around that sort of time.
The exact date.
Exactly.
Make it snappy.
Century on, the term then turned into fairway, and this originated from sort of nautical terms.
Yeah.
So like where the boats had to come up and down through a channel, it was always called the fairway. Historically, golf courses were always close to ports, and therefore the fishermen and the Freemasons basically were working together, and the end result was it turned into fairway.
Ooh,
so
I like
fair
that.
green, fair. Another little nugget for you.
Come on then, quickly.
God, this was very quick.
So,
Quick fire.
why is it called a links course?
I think it's because it links it. Go on. Go on.
So again, like I said, golf courses were always close to ports back in the old days.
Yeah.
And the golf course was always the link between the port and the town. So the term to links turned up from that.
Why's he got that computer turned down like that? Like as if he's been researched.
I'm doing a little bit of banking today. A little bit of banking.
Wow, that was windy. Right, next question. Got fitted for the same driver by 2 different people on 2 different days and got 2 different setups. What should I do? Hashtag ask AGG. So look, fitting is not a science. It's an opinion with some science backed ideas, but it's still an opinion. It's still up for interpretation. Going for 2 fits, I would never do that. I just wouldn't ever do that. I don't know why. Unless the first one you've literally got no confidence in, so you go for another, but then the question's not a question, is it? Because you've got no confidence in the first one, so go with the second one. To go for 2 different fittings for the same club in different days from different people, you know, you might get similar and you're going to get different ideas, because you've got to remember as well, it's to do with what information you give them as well. That's what fitting's about. You tell me you want it to go higher, lower, left, right, more, longer, shorter, more spin, less spin, you know, unless you tell me the exact same things each day, which you might have, that fit can change. I would question why you're going for 2 fittings. That makes no sense to me. And like I say, if the first one you had no confidence in, then the answer is go with the second one, because you've obviously had no confidence in the first one. But also remember that you're going to have opinions in there as well. Opinions is part of the fitting process. And also take the data away. Ask for the data. And then maybe if you need a third opinion from someone you do trust, get them to look at the data and see why the person who's fitted you has come to the conclusion that they've come to. It's an interesting question, that. Post comments down below. Would you do that? Go for 2 different fittings? I'm trying to work out what situation you would do that in for the same club. I just can't quite figure that one out. Head blown off. Time to get back home. Last question. Daniel asks, have you ever thought about doing 4-way medal for an Xmas special or the major vlogs? Would love to see it. Hashtag ask AGG. We have actually talked about it, and I kind of think it would be funny and a good idea. The other problem with medal is it's not as fun for us to play, because we don't want to go and shoot hundreds. We don't play enough to be able to not go and shoot hundreds. It's possible. So then it makes it less enjoyable, and that's one of the things that I love about our vlogs, is we're trying to show you as much. Obviously there's ups and downs and emotions as there would be on any trips, and we spend a lot of time together. But generally we're just having really good fun, and obviously match play allows that to happen, because you can be out for 3 hours and then still contribute, where medal, they could be over very quickly. And the other thing as well for me, like I competed when I was younger. I put the time in, I got to a low handicap, it got me into national events, and I played, in my opinion, at a decent standard. That's not what golf's about for me anymore. So it's much more about the fun for me, and the others as well. I do think it's a good idea, and I reckon we'll get round to doing it. We do our serious golf ones, which is more medal, which I like doing, and maybe we'll do a few more of those. But I don't want to have to, or haven't really got the time, so we'll have to practice to then play in a medal situation to the standard that I would want to play. So then that would take the fun away. And I think that's an interesting message for you guys and girls out there as well. Like with anything in golf, and it relates back to the first question, you've got to work out what you want for it. And if you want that medal handicap reduction, because I used to, that's what it was all about for me when I was younger, so I totally get that. But that can change, it can move, and that's not bad, worse or better, it's just what it is. So it's making sure that you get what you want from the game, because I do see people drop out of the game because it eats them up, because they can't get their handicap down, because they can't change their expectations of what they want from it. Good question, like that one. Post comments down below. Hope you all have a good weekend. I'm off to America on Monday, so I don't know when the next vlog will post, but there will be plenty from next week. We've got loads of great courses, and looking forward for you guys and girls coming along too. Should be a fun week. See you all next week.
I'm trying to hold on to the camera.